Good afternoon, sirs.
Good afternoon. Where are you speaking from?
I'm from Kaithal, Haryana, sir.
Kaithal, Haryana. Okay. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, sir. So I'm Kanika Goyal. I come from Kaithal, Haryana. I did my schooling from OSDAB Public School, Kaithal. I've done my graduation in BA Honours Political Science from Lady Shriram College for Women, Delhi University. I do not carry any work experience with myself, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
I see that you do journal writing.
Yes, sir.
What do you write on?
So it's a personal journal writing, where I reflect back on my thoughts, and I write on various things that happened as a part of my life, mostly to motivate my own self, trying to note down my goals of life. For example, yesterday I wrote about this interview that I'll ensure that I make it best and gave myself the mantra of confidence for the interview.
How did you give yourself the mantra of confidence?
I just wrote it down that if you are attending this interview, you are going to go with confidence, and believe in yourself.
And if the interview goes bad, then what do you tell yourself?
I'll tell myself that carry this mantra for the next interview and carry this mantra for your life, but never leave this. But yes, the reasons for which it went bad, you should be noting them down and working on the reasons. So,
Okay.
yes.
Kanika, are you aware of the Amrit Kal vision of the Union budget?
Yes, sir. So Amrit Kal is the period that we are going through from when we are going to achieve.
I'm not asking you to define Amrit Kal. What is the
Yes.
Amrit Kal vision in the budget? It's a specific vision.
So I don't have correct understanding about it, but is it linked to Saptrishis which are
That is
provided in the?
priorities. Those are the 7 priorities. That is not the vision.
So, sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, now
about
that you mentioned Saptrishi, tell us about the 7 priorities.
Yes, sir. The 7 priority goals. First is infrastructure and investment. Second, youth power. Third, unleashing the potential. Fourth, reaching the last mile. Fifth, inclusive growth. Sixth, it is financial sector. And seventh, sir, I'm forgetting it's green growth, sir.
Can you analyze the budget for us?
Yes. The first major part of the budget, it has increased the capex budget, where it is around 10 lakh crore on total, and also including the grants to the state, it goes to about 13 lakh crore. Secondly, the budget has introduced certain schemes like PM Vishwakarma scheme, then Bharat Shri scheme for the tribals, and thirdly, sir, the budget has focused majorly on green growth and ensuring that.
Kanika, please, I'm asking you to analyze it, not list the schemes.
Yes.
What do you think of the budget? Is it good? Is it not so good? What are the positives? What are the negatives? That is the analysis.
Sorry, sir, for going in the wrong direction. To analyze the budget, I'll say that it is a good budget. First point, that it did not come out to be a populist budget, as we are going to, it's the last full budget that the government came up with. It has a physical prudence as a very important benchmark underlining it. Secondly, the major positive that has been seen in the budget is about the capex investment that has been increased by the budget. And thirdly, the focus on education and other sectors as well. The negatives that have been noted out about the budget is the reduction in the Manrega scheme, and then the reduction that we saw for the Ministry of Minority Affairs. I think that should be changed, and there should be some amendments made there. And on a total, I'd say that this is on line with the World Bank projections that India is going to contribute about 16% to the world economy, and pumps up our fiscal parameters and the growth there.
How much does India contribute to the world economy at present?
I think it's around 13 to 14%.
Are you sure about that?
No, sir, I'm not pretty sure about it.
IMF has said that India and China together will contribute 50% to global growth,
Thank you, sir.
and the other Asian countries will contribute 25%. So that leaves only 25% to the Western economies, Western and other economies. Does this indicate a decline in the Western economies?
Yes, I think the power of the West has economically has been on a decline as the Asian powers, the tiger countries, and then the South Asian economies and China rising economically. So yes, if we take on percentage basis, the economic power of the West has been on.
But Kanika, this depends on India-China mainly. The India-China relations, if they continue to be bad and they continue to slide down, then this 50% contribution is going to get compromised.
The relationship, yes, because India is the largest market and China is the global assembly hub of the world. But because we have been witnessing the not even the normal sort of relationship with China, and they have been to their worst after the Galwan clashes. The relations do affect the economy or the relation or the prospect of the global south, but I won't say that it would affect much because India had been contributed, and presently it's emerging as a China plus one hub with PLI scheme also, and then it's cooperating with the other global powers, with the Asian tigers, with the African countries also, and then in the G20 summit as we are seeing recently with the Western nations as well.
Should this IMF statement spur India to mend relations with China? Because diplomacy today is all about economy, economy and trade.
So did you ask that is IMF statement pushing forth India to have stronger
Yeah, meaning
relations?
should the IMF statement spur India to mend relations with China and enhance economic and trade relations? And forget about the security aspects, put them on the back burner.
I think IMF statement is one of the important things that pushes us or presents an important argument that we should be improving, or both the countries should be coming together to improve their relationship, but not, and that should be this security and other aspects should be the underlying pieces.
So you accept this argument that the security issues can be put on the back burner for the time being?
No, sir. I will not say that the security issue should be put on a back burner at the time being, because they are, as we see, aggressive clashes, and the clashes and the recent incursions that took place in tensions that took place in Tamang region, that should not be put on a back burner. But that statement should be taken into account, as we recently saw that the exchanges are happening. Indian Foreign Secretary East visited China for the first time, and we had a physical meeting in China. So we are working diplomatically as well as military front, and economy is one of the things that should be.
Have you heard of the gross national happiness index of Bhutan?
Yes, so like it's an index of the Bhutan. Bhutan does not measure the GDP, but it measures the happiness that the index of.
How does it measure it?
So I'm not aware about the parameters that it has set,
You're
but
not aware
it's
of the
based on the
components
No,
measuring
I'm
it?
not aware of the components.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Kanika, you went for UPSC interview last year also?
Yes, sir.
How many marks you got?
So I got 160. It was on the lower side.
160.
Yes.
So the return also wasn't that well, is it?
Yes, sir. Somehow there were problems in my essay and then in the optional marks.
So tell me, reverting to your state, tell me what are the challenges to Haryana?
Yes, sir. Presently, Haryana has been growing significantly. First thing that I'd like to put. But the challenges there is youth unemployment. Second, attracting more investment to the areas which are not closer to Delhi, to ensuring regional inequality is abated in the state. And thirdly, some tensions that it has with Punjab and ensuring proper irrigation and water security to its people. And fourthly, because its economy in other regions, leave the NCR region out, had been agro-dominated and making a move out of it.
Now tell me, since you refer to Punjab,
Yes.
what was this Punjab incident about?
Which is
You recently, there was this incident of Amrit Pal storming the police station.
yes.
Do you know what happened actually?
I'm not actually aware about the underpinnings of the issue, but that person has been arguing for a pro-Khalistani. He's a pro-Khalistani person, and he argues for a Khalistani state. And the government has taken action against him. His counterparts were arrested as well.
Has the government taken action against him? Has the
His
case been
counterparts
registered?
were arrested, but then there was a news that they were released. I'm not completely aware about the further happenings of the issue.
But isn't it this raises a very serious security situation? Can you tell me what are the internal security challenges to India? Other internal security challenges?
Yes, sir. The internal security challenges to India. First is the Punjab state and the Khalistani rising, and then in the Kashmir we saw the resistance front rising again. So secondly,
Which front?
the
Resistance front in Kashmir. You said
yes, sir.
resistance front. Okay. Then?
Yes, sorry, sir. Then in the left-wing extremism, though we have curbed it, but that continues to be a security threat for us, internal security threat for us. Thirdly, I think the internal security threats that are there in the northeastern region and the presence of ULPA and other groups.
Where? Northeast where? Which states? Northeast has 8 states.
In Assam, there is a presence of ULPA. So
There was. Is it violent now?
In
No?
some parts, it is there.
No?
As per my
Okay. What else?
martial law.
Where else?
Also, the Sri Lankan migrants coming to Tamil Nadu, so that also
No,
because
we
of
were talking of the we were talking of the northeast. Where else in the northeast?
sorry, sir, to divert from that point. There is so I think I'm not pretty sure, but somewhere in Nagaland we have issues related to internal security, yes, sir. And then
Nagaland there is ceasefire with the NSC and IM. Where else?
in Tripura, sir, in the hill states, there is certain tension.
Tripura is totally peaceful for the past 2 decades.
Sorry,
I'm sorry
sir,
you're not aware of all that. Okay, what else on the internal security front? Anything
then
else?
the left-wing extremism that is there in the Gadchiroli and then the Telangana region and
In how many states it is there?
so I think it was there in 9 states before, but about the present statistics I'm not aware. So it's in Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar. It affects some parts.
Tell me, there was a news that UGC had come up with rules that the foreign universities can open their campuses in India.
Yes, sir.
Anything latest on that? Has any university come forward?
Yes, the Australia's Latin University, that is ranked 266 on the QS World Ranking, has come up and is going to open its center or its campus in the gift city.
Has the announcement been made by the government formally? No.
I think it has been made on the university part. I'm not aware about it, sir, but I did read about the news 2-3 days before.
But tell me that if you are selected in the IAS and you are the district magistrate of let us say the Kathal or any other district in Haryana, and you go to the poorest of the poor village where people have no facilities at all, they don't even have proper houses, no health care, no education, no food, no water, no road, nothing at all of any kind, no cooking gas. What are the first 3 things you will give to them in order of priority?
Yes, sir.
And under which schemes?
So as you said, sir, that they have they don't have roti kapda makan is the essential thing that we see. So if these are denied to people, then food will be provided to them under PDS and they'll be covered under NFSA Act. Then I'll say they'll be provided with shelter if they don't have houses and appropriate shelter for them. And houses under PM Awas Yojana would be created for them. Also, sanitation and other hygiene requirements would be taken care of under Jal Jeevan Mission and providing them tap water, etc. And for Kapda, I'd say I linked it to more employment so as to ensure that I can provide some skilling under PM Koshan Vikas Yojana, PM if it's a tribal area under PM Vandhan Yojana, and channelize the youth power there, and so that they can develop.
Who designed the Indian tricolor?
Bengali, sorry, so sorry, sir, I'm not able to correctly pronounce his name. Venkatesh. He's from Andhra Pradesh.
Venkaya.
Venkaya, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Goyal.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Kanika,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. Can you name some past, present women prime ministers and presidents from South Asia?
Some of the past posts, sir, or in the present?
Past and present.
Some of the countries with women prime minister or president.
From
in
South Asia, yeah.
Yes, sir. So we had Benazir Bhutto in Pakistan. In India, we had Srimati Indira Gandhi. Then our president, Srimati Draupadi Murmu right now. Then for Bangladesh, Srimati Sheikh Hasina. And so for Myanmar, Srimati Aung San Suu Kyi, she was at the head of the NLD previously. And for Sri Lanka, there was Sri Lanka, I'm not able to recall her name, sir.
Shrimabho Bandaranaike.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why did you include Aung San Suu Kyi in this list?
Because though she was not leading the country and it was an agreement that was between the military junta, but yes, she was at the helm when there was a democracy, sort of a democracy that was established in Myanmar.
But she was not prime minister or president, right?
I was sorry for that. I'm sorry for that.
All right. And Benazir Bhutto, what was she? Prime minister or president?
She was Prime Minister of Pakistan, sir.
Prime minister. Okay. I heard it wrong. Okay. Now tell me, gender budgeting. What do you understand by gender budgeting?
Gender budgeting is making a budget or a separate budget sort of thing, where components are segregated for gender-specific schemes and ensure that a women-focused development is channelized.
So this budget is separate? Is it separate from the main budget?
No, it's not separate from but the gender budgeting component is there, where women-specific schemes are listed up. And there is more emphasis given. Sorry, sir, for not having a very correct understanding of it. But in gender budgeting, we make sure that we are the financial appropriations are set forth for women, and how we are going to ensure women-led development and women empowerment through our budget for the financial year.
Okay. Some figure has been highlighted by the finance minister that so much has been allocated for gender related programs. Are you aware of that program budget amount?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Could you highlight some of the programs where this money has gone?
I think Ministry of WCD, where the money may have gone, because Ministry of WCD, we have Mission Shakti, but then Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, PM Matru Bandhana Yojana, and Swadhargre, the one-stop centers for women. So I think, and then ICDS mission providing proper nutrition to the pregnant and lactating mothers.
All right. Now, you must have heard of this word globalization. Can you very briefly define for us what you understand by globalization?
Yes, sir. Globalization is a phenomena where the world from segregated nations turns into a global village where we are more interconnected, integrated, interlinked, and much more interdependent to the global world. Also, there are more faster exchanges of people, idea, capital, and labor in the global scenario.
So,
Case
can
of
you give
global.
us two very most immediate or some very important examples to show that globalization is a reality?
Yes, sir. On the economic front, as we saw that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, there was supply chain disruption, and we all were affected because of that. Also, China being the global assembly hub, so the assembly centers, and then this was disrupted. So this provided an example of the globalist economic relations. Then we are importing a lot of things. We are exporting a lot of things. An import-export component forms an important part of any country's finances. Second, on the people to people ties, immigration are very important. India sends a lot of lot of human resources to the outside world, and in return there are a lot of remittances flowing into India because of that. Also, then moving on to the human resources, then people to people ties have been increasing.
All
Also,
right.
ideas have been
Good, good,
yes.
good. But there is also this concern that globalization is on retreat. What is your opinion? Is it a fear or a reality?
Yes, sir. I think globalization is on a retreat is more of linked to an economic phenomena instead of people and ideas. So I limit it to the economic part. But after COVID-19 pandemic, and also we saw Brexit as well, but after COVID-19 pandemics, countries sort of fear that there should be more self-resilient and there should be more self-sufficient economies, and they have been moving sort of inwards. So yes, it's a sort of a reality but for a short span of time, because in the
Okay,
present
all
world we
right,
are integrated in such a way
all
that
right, all right.
globalization.
So,
Yes,
what is
sorry.
the main concern? Why people are so afraid, or some people very concerned about the globalization process? What is one main factor? What could be the reason why people are concerned? One main factor.
I think it takes away the monetary control over their own national economy,
All right,
and
all right.
it's,
Thank you. Last question I'll ask you.
it's
Now, economic diplomacy. Give me two examples to show success of Indian foreign policy as far as economic diplomacy is concerned.
yes, yes, sir. So one example will be attracting. After COVID-19 pandemic, Indian diplomacy has worked consistently to attract India as a core China plus one platform, and that has been also integrated with pushing for the PLI scheme and other schemes as well. And second, economic diplomacy, would be I think us working on a very humanitarian front and not pushing for that image so that we have done in African countries, and we have ensured that we have a very mutual economic partnership. And third, sorry, so because of the second point being a little, I'll also add the third point that's coming to my mind. So we have provided support to the countries which have been facing conflicts or have been in our neighborhood first policy. For example, recently we have provided an aid of about $3.2 billion to Sri Lanka and have also supported its bailout package in the IMF.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Kanika Goyal,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. Uh, what can you tell me about the Camp David Accord and why it is important? I'm asking you because you're a student of international relations.
So the contours of the accord are not coming to my mind. Is it related to Israel, sir?
So, are you asking me, or it is my job to ask you?
I'm
The
really sorry
Camp
about this.
David Accord.
So the correct.
Okay,
I did.
Israel, it relates to Israel. Israel was a party. But what else can you tell me, and why is it a very significant accord?
So I think it was related to. Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall the contours of the
All right.
accord.
Now, what can you tell me about the Abraham Accords? Abraham
Yes,
Accords.
yes, sir. Abraham Accords were signed with the countries engaging or improving, opening up the diplomatic relations with Israel. They were mediated by the US itself, and the countries like Bahrain, and then before that, I think so
No, no,
UAE,
hold on, hold on. Countries like? Countries which one?
Bahrain,
Bahrain? What?
yes, sir.
Bahrain, the pronunciation Bahrain. Okay, Bahrain
Sorry,
and which other
I'm
country?
reading Bahrain, then UAE, Sudan, Morocco, and I'm not able to recall other names, but they have opened up their diplomatic relations with Israel in
So,
line.
Ms. Kanika, how many Arab countries
Yes.
have normalized relations with Israel?
So I'm not aware about the correct numbers.
All right, and for your information, the first country to do so was Egypt when it
Yes.
signed the Camp David Accord with Israel in 1979.
Thank you, sir.
After
Thank you.
that came Jordan in 94. I'm asking you because as an international relations student, you should follow the Middle East politics. Okay. Uh, what do you think is the importance of the Quad for India?
Yes, sir. I think Quad is an important platform where it provides us an opportunity to collaborate strategically with the countries, the US, Japan, Australia, and brings the focus to the Indo-Pacific and ensures that the free and open Indo-Pacific is established. The rules are followed, and any kind of incursions or any kind of happenings, say the BRI project of China, that is abated. So it also courts provide us an opportunity to work out with these countries, which are an important or like-minded nations. On other projects, for example, in the COVID-19, we worked on vaccine diplomacy and all with Quad
Is
countries.
there going to be a meeting of the Quad in the near future? Have you come across any reports about a forthcoming Quad meeting?
I think I'm not aware about this, sir. Sorry.
You're not aware.
I think the last, I'm not aware, but it may be scheduled somewhere around April or May, but I'm not aware of the
You're not aware. All right. For your information, it's going to take place day after tomorrow here in Delhi because all the Quad foreign ministers are here and they will be meeting. It's in the paper, so I was trying to see whether you read the papers. Did you read the papers today?
I did read, sir. I did read about the G20 Foreign Ministers Summit happening,
You didn't read
but
about the G20 foreign ministers.
I did read about it,
All
sir.
right. Now tell me, the US State Department spokesman, Ned Price, made some significant remarks about Indo US relations day before yesterday. Did you read his remarks, what he had to say?
No, sir, I missed that report.
All right, okay. Now, what do you think are the reasons why SARC failed?
SARC, I think because of the dominance of three countries, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Second, I think we were not able to work on the economic front or the trade relations. Then economic could have been a major changer for SARC. And thirdly, I think because of the external actors, because of the divided South Asia sort of, that also created its failure.
You know,
Its
India
failure.
refused to go to the summit in Islamabad. What was
Yes,
the reason for that?
I think because I'm not aware about the actual reasons.
You're not aware. Let's move on.
Yes.
Uh, how important is BIMSTEC for India?
BIMSTEC is very important, sir, as it has emerged as an alternate channel, though not completely, but it allows us to coordinate with the countries of South Asia along with the Southeastern nations. Second, it provides us the corridor to the South Asian states. Thirdly, it allows us to work on the infrastructural projects.
All right. What is the full form of BIMSTEC?
So bilateral, and I'm not completely able to
Are
take
you
it.
unaware of the actual name, the full form of BIMSTEC?
Sir, am unable to recall the
And
full
which
name.
countries are members?
I'll tell the members, sir. Sorry for that. It is Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, and Nepal, and Bangladesh.
All right, now let's move on. What do you think is Operation Dost's significance? What is the significance of this?
Operation Dost, which India did in Turkey, ensuring that our NDRF teams and EMOs are there. I think it's re-established, or it's further strengthens the image of India as a first responder. Second, it opens up a channel to engage with Turkey. The relations have been sort of on a low because of the Turkey's stand with Pakistan and Kashmir. And thirdly, it further expands India's image as a net security provider.
All right, last question. What is the G4?
Yes, sir. G4 are the group of 4 nations: India, Germany, one more, Japan, and there is Brazil. They argue for a seat for reforms into the United Nations Security Council.
Okay, the UN Security Council is the principal organ of the UN. How many principal organs are there in the UN?
Sorry, sir. I think it's...
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kanika. Our discussion with you is over. We will switch off for 2 minutes, both our audio and video. Please continue. We will reconnect with you to give you the feedback, please.
Okay, sir. Should I also switch off my audio and video, sir?
No, you can continue.
We will switch off.
Yes.
We will switch
Yes.
off and switch on. Thank you.
Yes.